Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the MFL Ramble Metaverse Football League. We are here as always, apart from last week at 1:15. Not normally 1:15, but I'm a little bit late getting out of bed. But I'm joined as ever by my blue-eyed gods, that man himself, Braveheart, the King of the North, and that is Hoodwink. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thanks. Look at the sun shining on my face, by the way, in Scotland. Look at that.
Yeah, I've got a bit of sun shining here as well. Yeah, it's quite warm today. First morning I haven't had to put the heating on. But yeah, no, it's good. I still wish I was on holiday. Maybe not in Dubai at the moment, but somewhere warm. But anyway, we won't get into politics and stuff like that. But anyway, we're joined for the first time ever, a brand new guest, a guy that I've seen his name around for God knows how long on various platforms that I've been playing, and that man is BaldSherlock. And Hoodwink's a very happy man because BaldSherlock actually is bald. We just now need to know: is your name Sherlock?
No, sadly
No.
not.
Oh, bugger. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I was just the sun's about to blind me on my end, so it's nice, isn't it? Spring's finally here, kind of.
Nice. And the overriding question we've got today, one that made Bastiste quite happy when I asked him to put the drive, was: is this the best ever MFL match engine? We'll be talking about that. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of opinions. They always do when a brand new engine comes out. People are happy, people are sad. But we'll get into it anyway in a little while. And we'll also be talking about our teams, how they're going. We've also got, thanks to Massive Ericsson, an uncommon pack to give away. And a common pack. We'll probably do a duck race or something like that. Although I'm hoping there's not too many people watching live because I'm going to have to manually put them in because I haven't set up to do any other way. So yeah, we'll be doing that. We'll do that a little later on. But before, let's talk a little bit more about BaldSherlock. Tell us about your journey. How did you find MFL? What's your background? I feel like I've seen your name for years. Like, did you play Footstock?
No. I was been doing So Rare.
Okay.
Like, I would say probably about 4.5, 5 years or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember how. I think my oldest card is at least 4 years old at this point, if not longer. And one of those ones that is completely useless. And then
much like a lot of Hoodwink's Daggy collection.
The many collections of that. But yeah, no. So obviously that was the entry point, and then from that, I think MFL through like Quinny really, and then. That about a year ago, I guess, at this point. And yeah, what was it? Oh yeah, it's actually like a year ago yesterday, the 3rd of the not yesterday, about a week ago, a year and a week, I got my first players. So yeah, and they're all still just about kicking around.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it, how time flies? And it's funny because I remember looking at MFL, I don't know, maybe like 2 years ago, and it came across my radar and someone mentioned it to me, and I had a quick look and I thought, oh yeah, that looks fun, and then just completely forgot about it. And I was looking at the time for something to join, and then like one Friday, I think it was his deadline stream for So Rare, Quinny brought up MFL again. I thought, oh yeah, MFL, I remember that. Like, and when I had a quick look and then asked on our Discord if anybody's playing it, Hoodwink and Smoggy immediately said, yeah, and we've been talking about it like daily for like months. So I signed up and went from there, and then now I've got 12 clubs. But yeah, have you got 12 clubs?
I at the moment have 15 that I'm managing. Well, 14 ones in the staff league that other person's doing. But yeah. So
wow,
that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, 4 of them are on loan, whilst people don't have the interest to play. But yeah, and then 2 are delegated to me, including the Ramble.
So. Yeah, but it doesn't show that. It really should show that, doesn't on the clubs page at least. It should show. Unless I'm going to click in here and it shows it now, but it should have a section that says like clubs that you're actually managing, because I've got absolutely I would have no way of knowing from looking at your thing that you managed the Ramble team this season.
Yeah, I guess that's it. There's a lot of things to iron out, isn't there, about the delegated clubs and things at this point. Yeah. It's a very fun feature, but there's a few little kinks in the system.
I think, like, from what I hear, I haven't either delegated or taken any clubs on myself, but I hear that the actual sort of process is pretty easy to do. It's essentially just like something you offer for a player. Have you found it pretty easy?
Yeah, it's very simple, and being able to update the various things that you can be delegated is also very, very simple as well. It's just that it doesn't. Some of the things, like in your My HQ, if you want the results to be hidden because you can't watch live, that's not possible with delegated clubs. So if I'm not around to watch the Ramble game live, then I will always just find out the result before I watch it.
Is there nowhere like covering your screen while you're clicking on it, or does it? Oh no, because it's going to show you the goals at the bottom, isn't it? You'd have to cover all kinds of parts of the screen.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, it's good fun. It's definitely a good addition, I think, to the platform in general.
Yeah, 100%. And I imagine people like Ron John and Trust the Process, are incredibly happy about have it being simple to sort of loan your clubs out and taking a bit of stress off. And I think Trust the Process. I haven't spoke to him, but I believe he's only looking after a certain amount of clubs this season, so he must have hours of the day spare to like spend with his kids and stuff like that. But yeah. But Hoodwink, how's you haven't either loaned or taken any clubs, have you?
I've got one for Big Mr. K, and was it Spark, probably? Spark team. It's doing all right. We're third. But it's easy to do. The one thing that is annoying just now is the Discord notifications only on. They only seem to come on for like Daegu and Edinburgh for me. So all my lower clubs, if I'm busy, and mainly Big Mr. K's one, if I didn't remember it, so I think it's like 7:30. If I miss it, then like you say, you go back to it and you can't watch replay. It's just you see the result. So no getting the notification and then just missing the game is no great for engagement, I think. So hopefully they do fix both of those things actually.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess it's not so much of a problem for you guys because you sort of play loads of teams anyway. But obviously the spoiler is a bit annoying, but I'm sure that's something they can work out eventually. But if you're a new user who's been sort of loaned a club to see what you think of the game, then not being able to sort of see, not getting alerts about your matches and all of that sort of stuff probably doesn't necessarily lead to the best sort of engagement for the user.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but they've got it live and it's something they can work on, and the whole process seems fairly slick. But
it's good. It's really good. It's just a few things you just need to kind of work on.
Yeah, definitely. Right, before we go on, let's say hello to the people in the chat. We've got Big Mr. K. Afternoon, chaps. Afternoon to you, sir. Defang's in the chat. Good afternoon, Big Mr. K. But no good afternoon to us. What are we doing? We're just sitting around, with a wallpaper, are we? And you're just here to chat to your friends in the chat. But hello to you anyway, Defang. I'm assuming that you meant hello to all of us. Jimbo, hello. All right, sir. I'm still fuming with you, Jimbo. We had the idea to get Work the Space back on the show like weeks and weeks ago, and then I was an absolute tool and didn't DM him. And then I bet you it was James, and the week after Bruce reminded you, Jimbo, to contact him, and you fired a tweet, and we were too late. But we will get him on as well, but we'll probably leave it a little while now because you don't want to hear from him back to back. But yeah, so who have we got? Nathan Marville in here. Good afternoon. Andrew Q, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Hello, we've got Bastiste in the chat. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for hosting on the site. BaldSherlock is bald, says Palmer. Indeed, that literally was the biggest mystery of the whole thing, wasn't it? And whether his name was Sherlock. But have you got like a magnifying glass as well?
I wish I had some props, but sadly not.
No, you're letting us down.
Get the duster out and the flat cap.
Got Hoodwink in the chat saying Dagus landed after 2 minutes. It took that long. You're right. It was a long time to wait, wasn't it? But you got the win at the weekend. We were talking about it yesterday. So, you're off to a start to return to K1. Kev's in the chat. We're bringing all the scoops in. Do Kev? Palmer, Root, afternoon. And Andy Official. Hello, and hello to everybody. We'll have to set up how to do like the giveaway stuff. I know that like you can set it up with like the exclamation mark, but I just haven't got around to doing that. So it's all going to be a manual process when we do an uncommon pack giveaway later on. But before that, let's talk about a little bit about the engine this season. Then we'll come on to sort of like speaking about our teams. I guess from what I want from an engine is something that is balanced, something that offers a variety of goals, and something where if you put in the work, any sort of formation or tactic can work. For me, I think this engine has it. Now, also for me, 4-3-3 definitely isn't as strong as it used to be, although I have found sort of workarounds to it. And also, I think it relies on sort of, setting up my team. There's no like set and forget 4-3-3. You've got to put in the work and put in different sort of I'm trying to say things without giving stuff away, but different team and player instructions every match to ensure that like it does well. And sometimes if I forget or get busy and don't have a chance to do it, then I'll get days like I did yesterday where the absolute I had an awful set of results, and that was down to the fact that maybe I would have lost some of the matches, but I probably would have done better if I'd done opposition research and set the teams up for it. And for me, this engine does offer all of those things. Like we're still getting the variety of goals. Some people are saying you're only getting like cross goals. Well, I'm not. I'm getting like 1-2 goals, getting the little cutback goals. I'm getting long shots from outside the box, all kinds of stuff. And it's a fairly even spread as well. It's not just the crosses into the box. But yeah, so that's how I feel about the engine anyway this season. So for me, it's a step up from last season. It's not ideal for my agency because I run just 4-3-3, and that's definitely not the stronger formation this season. But yeah, that's how I feel. BaldSherlock, how do you feel about it? Should we keep calling you BaldSherlock, or do you want me to call you by your first another name?
It's fine. It's all right. I don't mind. I think that wingers have been curtailed a touch too much. Like, yes, I think that in prior seasons, and I say this as somebody who with my primary team ran essentially the same 4-3-3 defensive for season 4 through 11 with generally very good success. And I think just popping up onto the MFL coach site and looking at the formation meta, the top 8 victory formation, like top 8 most winning formations, only one of them doesn't have wide mids. And I think in terms of balance, that kind of shows it's a touch off. I think I'm enjoying it because I'm winning a lot, just through kind of some of it being blind chance and like lots of teams pre-season being set up into a formation that worked, and then only having to kind of jerry rig a few teams into something that will at least be okay. But yeah, there are other bits and pieces that I think are a bit too prevalent as well. Like I think I've had multiple games where a fullback will get 2 or 3 assists, and they're all kind of identical goals where they just ping it from deep, and then the striker takes either no touches or 1 touch, and then bang, goal. So yeah, I think those are the kind of the top level kind of thoughts about it, where I think it's fine, and I don't have too much of a kind of difference between last season and this season. But I think I'd feel very differently if I hadn't figured out how to pivot away from 4-3-3 early on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still using 4-3-3, and as I said, it's sort of working okay. And the funny thing is that, I do regularly look at the formation meta on, there's other sites available. MFL Stats, I believe, has a thing as well. But, this one I found quite easy to use. And it has like all of the different things. And you are right that the wide mid formations are tending to sort of like do, the numbers are slightly higher. The volume of games for those teams is slightly less than it is for sort of the 4-3-3 formations. And I know from speaking to people that a lot of the people that run 4-3-3 have just run it for seasons, and they've run it exactly the same way for seasons, and now it's not working. And they're like, it's broken. It's not working anymore. But without actually doing any testing or sort of, working out a way to find a fix for that. And the interesting thing is that there's only really a 10% difference in win rate between that sort of like 4-3-3 defensive and one of the best formations this season, which I guess is like the 4-1-3-2. So, obviously you get standout on some of the smaller ones where there's a smaller volume of matches. The win rate can definitely look a lot higher. But when you actually get into the game, the formations where there's a lot more sort of data, actually the differences aren't quite as big as people would make you believe. But that said, it is definitely stronger having wide mids this engine.
Fullbacks are wild, like you say, for assists. I was just looking at mine. 3 of my top 10 assisters for the season are left backs. Like just the Beckham passes, like crossfield passes, are just wild.
Is that because you've got crossing on your fullbacks?
No, like some of my fullbacks are like super defensive as well. It's just the crossfield pings, like through to your striker, then like a 1-on-1, just get so many assists.
But
it's not like they're going up and crossing.
Are you only noticing that this season? Because I've had that for last 2 seasons where like I'm seeing these raking balls across the pitch, and that was just the way I set it up. And it feels like this season's the first season other people are seeing it. And I'm like, this has been around for like, ages. It's not like something that's new.
I wouldn't say like it's not new that you'll see they passes, but a lot of the time I think you'd see they passes as like a pass rather than assist. So maybe like a crossfield pass up to the winger or something like that, then like the start of a move, rather than just 40-yard ping, your strikers through and it's a goal. Like last season I did in a couple of one of my lower leagues, my fullbacks were unbelievable for assists. But it wasn't just pinging the ball 40 yards for a 1-on-1. It was, I don't know, just them being kind of creative. But I know what you mean. They have been there all the time, but I didn't think they've been direct assists as much as anywhere near as much as what they are now.
Yeah. I mean, I do disagree a little bit, or certainly for my teams anyway. Maybe it's just the way I've been playing, but certainly the engine, the long ball engine, what was that, season 8? I sort of lose track of which ones it was. The one where they literally just, balls were being pinged through, striker was clean through, and that was it. It's like game over, and no one could sort out a way to stop that. And, I finally worked out a way to do it. But, I think that engine was exactly the same. They used to get lots of through balls and stuff like that. But yeah, you are. I mean, you're right. It's definitely more prevalent, but it's certainly not something that's new within the engine. And I think that every engine, the balance has to sort of shift a little bit. Otherwise, things would get stale. I'm sure people may disagree. If you, like me, and I'm saying this, my agency is built for 4-3-3. I can run 4-3-3 attacking with some teams, but it's built for 4-3-3. And if I'm saying this, that I think, we need a bit of variety in the game, and we definitely do, even if that means I sacrifice a few sort of points this season. But yeah, I think that like people that sort of test and sort of work on their tactics probably should gain an advantage. And I think that this engine particularly sort of does definitely, offers that potential. You tend to find like a lot of the people that DM me and aren't doing particularly well, and ask them, well, how's your testing been going? Oh, I haven't done any testing, but in the matches it's not going well. I'm running the same tactics I always have. It's like, oh, come on. It's like, do you not listen to any content that's out there? You don't have to test, but you certainly can't expect to do well out of the gate if you haven't done any testing. You might improve as the season goes on and still win the title, especially if you've got an OP team. But you certainly need to be doing some testing. Sherlock, do you do much testing?
It varies from season to season, because I've got a 7/8 month-year-old at home. So so sometimes so depending on how things are going, I have more time than others. Like I think that just like with this season, I've found a way to make the winger formations work okay. With certain teams, that essentially the way I set them up with the squads, they had no choice through my own error, or but and make it work. But I spent a lot of time trying to figure out a 4-3-3 of some manner or things. But yeah, and eventually you can get there, especially if people provide some helpful hints and tips. Like I spoke to Taggart, for example, and he gave me some hints that kind of helped unlock it in a way that made it functional. But I think that you're right. It's good that it's kind of upended and changed, and it doesn't go stale, and that there isn't just like a consensus formation that is the best for seasons upon seasons. But I think the quite drastic nature of, because I think when you look at the stats as well for the 4-3-3s, for example, within that you have people like, say, yourself and other people who have tested the 4-3-3 to oblivion and got it working, and then their stats will be higher. But there is probably quite a large number of people in that who, as you say, don't test a lot, have run 4-3-3s of some variation for seasons and done pretty well with it. And then essentially MFL has chopped them off below the knee on one leg at the start of this season and said, you know, figure it out. You've got to figure it out again. And they may not have the agency depth or the wallet depth to, you know, work around that on short notice. And I think in some ways it is a good thing, but I also think that for some users, and maybe for quite a lot of users, it's probably been very difficult to cope with the changes and deal with the consequences of that.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't asked Baptiste or anyone on the team for that matter about, you know, what their thoughts are on how the engine should work from season to season, but I would imagine that they want every formation to be balanced. And certainly last season, narrow formations tended to do better. Certainly that's the feeling I got from speaking to Diamond managers, which I, you know, fully admit is a bit of a sort of like narrow spear of the MFL game. But yeah, I've got root cause. I've heard season 13 is the season for the narrow to come back. Can't wait for it. But yeah, I'm sure Ronan will be happy as well, because he doesn't seem particularly happy at the moment. Although knowing Ronan, I'm sure he'll find a way to figure it out. But yeah, I would imagine that they want to find, you know, a balance. You often see when, you know, they're talking about the match engine, that balancing went on, and they'll do that quite close to sort of, you know, quite close to the season kicking off, or to the final patch, because they want to try and like run simulations and run, you know, all of the match simulations to work out what formations are doing well against what formations and try and make it as balanced as possible. Now, from a user point of view, you can then go in there and find ways to tweak your tactics to sort of outperform that balancing. But yeah, I still am fairly convinced that any formation can be successful this season.
What do you think about, what would you rate my 4-3-3 attack with my Santiago team? I've currently played 6, 1-0, drew 0, lost 6, scored 3 goals and conceded 18. What would you rate that out of 10?
Well, my first opinion would be sack the manager, but that
I'm
aside,
tempted to sack myself and just get someone else to manage it.
I think that, no, I have to say, for like Rory baited me in the chat, I said I thought this was the best engine, you know, that we've ever had. You know, and with the caveat that it's not great necessarily for my formations, but he said, like, a few people disagreed, and Rory was one of them. And Rory said that he disagreed because 4-3-3 attacking is shite, and it literally is impossible to get it to work. I did notice that Kev, you know, obviously he's a tactical genius, and you know we all bow to in his presence. But he managed to get a 4-3-3 attacking to work last night because he got a draw against Meta Mercenaries and Diamond with it. Was that last night? I could be getting confused because I was quite busy yesterday doing stuff, so I was a little bit out of the loop. But you know, so it is possible to do well with it. I just think that people haven't quite worked out how to do well with it yet. And I'm definitely going to get, hopefully, get a cam mid-season and run 4-3-3 attacking second half of the season on one of my teams and see if I can't outperform what people reckon is possible with that, because I love a challenge. But I think
I would say just to back up my other 4-3-3 is currently unbeaten, and we're third in the league, 2 points behind top. Scored 18, conceded 7.
Is it slightly overpowered, or?
I I didn't think so. My other one's like predicted 11th, so I was expecting to get pumped. I should have just stuck with my usual 4-1-2-1-2, but I'm there now.
I don't think
Okay,
4-1-2-1-2 is much better this season, is it?
4-1-2-1-2 is elite.
Is it?
Yeah, I found 4-1-2-2 very good.
What, narrow 4-1-2-1-2?
Wide.
Wide.
Yeah, the wide, I think it's okay.
please.
Like the narrow one isn't quite as good.
Mm.
Yeah. And again, with all of these things, I personally think that, like, you know, there is a way to get any formation to work. But how do you feel about that? Like, Sherlock, do you think that any formation can work in any engine given enough sort of time and enough testing?
Potentially, I guess. It's quite hard to rule it out. I would say that it, like with this engine, it feels like if you don't have fullbacks and wide mids, you are kind of going into like a duel with one arm time behind your back. Just on the basis of the kind of holistically how it works. I'm sure that people can figure these things out and make them work. But I would hazard a guess that by the time we get towards the last third of the season, if people looked at the higher levels, like the top 3 divisions, you'd probably see a real kind of trend towards a few formations in this engine, because I think that with it how it currently is, I don't think anyone, for example, is making 3-4-3 work, because it's probably just way too weak defensively and the wingers are useless. So
don't listen to my
people...
wingers. Shh, put your fingers in your ear while you're saying that.
But so yeah, so probably you could, I think, right? Like there's all the kind of individual instructions that you can put on, and there's all manner of testing, and a lot of it is rock paper scissors at times. But yeah, I also do think that there is things in this engine that mean that that's a bit unrealistic this year, this season rather than year.
Yeah, I guess. What do you think on it, Hoodwink? Do you think that any formation can work given enough testing?
I've always thought that, and I get that some formations probably work better than others in certain seasons, and there'll be reasons for it. But I still think any can beat any, because it is like a game of skill as well. Like, I know it's put 2 formations together and you can get any result really, but I think because a lot goes into it. It depends on your players, depends on their strengths and weaknesses. Depends on the manager, how good they are, because people like me managing Santiago, you just know you're getting 3 points, but put a different manager and switch your tactics up, they'll probably give you a tougher game. So I think it really does depend, but you will get OP ones like most seasons, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. I remember, I can't remember, maybe it was like season 3, season 4, and like my 4-3-3 wasn't working quite as well as it had to start the season. And like, I think that you had to have double striker up top then in that particular engine to do well. And that's something I've just never had in my teams. Generally, I run 2 strikers. Very rarely do I put a 3rd striker on there. But yeah, no, it's quite tough sort of, like having, I guess like if I had like a team, like, well, let's ask this question to you. If you had a formation and you could run the same formation every season, it was always did well, do you think you would get bored with the game eventually?
Because I wouldn't get bored if it's doing well every season, but yeah. I know what you mean. You want the challenge. Yeah. Like I've been using 4-1-2-1-2 for, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 seasons probably longer than that really. I switched for a bit, but so I do always use it, but it's no like just plug and play and away you go. Like you've got to test it, see what works. Then again, like I'm big on like formations working because of players as well, and like not just looking at overall ratings and stuff like that. So like I think I mentioned it maybe last week. I've mentioned it before anyway. Like my Edinburgh team works really well But a lot of it's down to my right mid, who's like defending's like 90 or 80, 85 or 90 or something like that. And I kind of get that formation to work with any other team or like those specific instructions. So like I think you've got to test it, because if you're getting players, especially on loan as well, if you didn't own a lot of your players, I think it'd be quite hard to just plug and play, because if you're getting different players every season, it can be quite tough to make the tactics work the same as it does for like my right mid that's got 60 defending and 60 physical compared to like my guy that's currently got like 85, 90 or whatever. There's a big difference in trying to make that work. So I think I wouldn't get bored winning all the time, but I think it's good it's a game, so you want to have to work hard to get the wins, really, to make it worth it.
Well, exactly, yeah. And I think that's part of the game, isn't it? That the scouting difference, teams definitely offers an advantage. It certainly has. Like whenever I've, like for the cup day before, first day of the cup, I scouted all of my positions all the way down to the bottom one, and I didn't lose a game. I think I've got 9 wins, 3 draws. Yesterday, I still got wins on a lot of my main teams, so it wasn't quite as bad, but I certainly hadn't done the work, and a lot of the lower teams suffered as well. And I looked at the settings that I had in after the games, and I should have just resigned right there and then. But I agree with what Root's saying. Root's saying that all formations on standard settings with no team instructions should get close to 50% wins and losses. And I guess that probably is what their aim is, with a little bit of sort of leeway each season. And I imagine it would be impossible to do that anyway. For each formation, to like whatever changes they make, there's always going to be slightly better formations, but they want it to be as balanced as possible. And then, as Root says, then it's all about instructions and individuals, and work through that to give you an edge, or make you worse, of course, which is definitely possible. Some of the settings I've seen people running when they've sent me through their like things, I just like. One of my favorite things to do is when you buy a club, go and have a look at the team instructions and the tactics they have in their different things when you buy it. And sometimes, oh my God, it's just like, no wonder they wanted to sell this club, like running tactics like that. But yeah.
That's what gives me the fear, because I've got Big Mr. K's club who likes tactics, and he can see my tactics for his club. It's like, fuck, I hope they're not terrible. like we're doing well in the league, but I just thinking like, oh God, someone can judge my shit tactics. And like,
so you're saved, Hoodwink. Me and Kev figured this out, that you can't actually see the delegated manager's saved tactics. The only thing that is shared is the default.
Right.
So for the Ramble, I've got like 5 tactics saved as the preset, and Kev has like a different 5. They're there. He sees a different set to mine.
Right.
So it can't see the ones that you've got set for a particular match, but it can just see the ones that...
No, you can see the default, and then you can see whatever's set for the next game, or whatever number of games prior. But whatever is in the presets, in your 5 save presets, that's not shared.
Okay.
So you're a little safe.
Yeah.
But it can still. I'm safe. Right.
Yeah.
Got a few more people in the chat. Got Sid in there. Holla lads. Holla to you as well. He says 40% of goals have come from crosses in Diamond so far, which means 60% come from lots of other things. And 40% of those crosses, I would imagine not all of them are long raking passes, and some of them will be cutbacks as well. So I would say that means there's a variety of goals. I'm sure you're going to come back to me with a disagree. But Ricky Hyde's in the chat. He says, perfect engine. Let's keep it for at least 5 more seasons. I don't know whether 5 more seasons, but I do think that, like, going forward, I'd love for them to be able to keep an engine for like multiple seasons. Like for, one, I just think it's less work for them, so they can concentrate on other things of the game rather than constantly having to evolve the engine. But maybe small patches and running a similar engine every season, although I'm sure people that aren't doing well, or just have narrow formations without wide mids, or I personally still think wingers are working, but I know the masses that disagree. Who else we've got in here? Oh, Kev Heard saying Ronan got FM'd. He did. I noticed you were getting pumped, but you were sneaky. You came back. You got those 2 goals, and that's all that matters. But got Sid saying he agrees with Ruik. Doesn't mind the engine either. And then Big Mr. K is confirming, you can only see the default tactic only. But yeah, I guess I'm sure we'll be speaking more about the engine anyway, but let's talk a little bit about how our clubs are doing this season then, given the current engine that we've got. Hoodwink, start with you.
Some of them are all right. It's a bit of the Gattuso.
Let's not spend too long on lower clubs and concentrate more on the high clubs, although I appreciate
so my lower one, so I've got Big Mr. K's one, so we're sitting third, which is nice. I didn't want to embarrass myself with them, so they're doing all right. Third so far, and we got a cup win and a draw, so a decent start.
I can't easily, can I? So yeah, I won't be able to look at that one. But
Braga, they are third in the league, so that's one of my 4-3-3 teams. They're done right, 2 points behind, 2 wins in the cup, so a really good start there as well. Happy with them. Santiago, bottom of the league, absolute shitters, 2 draws in the cup. No, I think I mentioned this to you yesterday just before the Sorare stream, but my one problem that I have just now is like, with that, what I should do is rip it up, start again, and get testing. But I've got too many teams now. I feel like I've got too many teams now. So next season I might actually delegate some out, because I just didn't have the time or like the patience to do it with 8 different teams. So I will do something with them, but because I'm like going to be asked to try to sort them, it makes me think, right, I've got too many teams. And I knew I did. I've known that for many months. My Argentinian team, where are they? Mid-table, nothing exciting. 9 goals, 8 against, 8 points. It's all right. 3 points behind the top, so that's not bad. And a win and a draw in the cup. Actually, had a good start to the cups. My Atlanta team in ice, where are they? Top of the league, 106. Only conceded 2 goals. They're the boys.
What formation are you playing?
4-1-2-1-2.
Wide or narrow?
Wide, always wide. 2 cup defeats, so that's not ideal. But I focus on the league, that'd be good. Who else? Livy, I think Livy are doing well. They're my favourite team, I think. Livy have won 5, lost 1. The team at the top's a good team. I think they beat me. I think they pumped me, actually. They've got a really good team. But second on 15 points, 1 point behind. Again, a win and a draw in the cup, which is pretty nice.
You won Scottish Derby yesterday. Livingston Village versus East Kilbride Crusaders.
I'm sure that East Kilbride team, I'm sure that was one of my playoff ones where I absolutely dominated and they beat me. I'm sure. I hate them.
It's not a great advert. I was looking at the game last night, and it's not a great advert for the 4-3-3 attacking. You played the 4-3-3 attacking. You had 2 shots, 1 on target, and fairly comfortable win.
Daegu are 9th, 6 points. They're always just to try and avoid relegation and get a bit of progression, hopefully to move up to Edinburgh and try and get a nice bit of MFL. But they're 6 points. It's not a bad start. Then a win and a draw in the cup. A 3-3 in the cup. Daegu scoring goals. Can't believe it. And then my main team, good old Edinburgh. I was expecting pain. But you know what? I've won. I won 1-0 yesterday. I won 1-0 in the cup. I've had a win and a draw in the cup. And I've had 1 win and 1 draw in the league. I drew with top of the league, 2-2 the other day. And then I beat the team above me. So I'm on 4 points after 6 games, which is more than I expected, to be honest. Some of the teams that I've come up against, the guy that had a 94 rated striker come up against my like 82 centre back. I got pumped in that game. So overall pretty good. Like a couple of really good strong positions just now. The ones that I was expecting to do bad are doing bad, or like no, doing bad, but they're near the bottom of the league. But just kind of try and get what I can out of them.
Would you want Edinburgh Castle to survive in silver?
Aye, of course. Like you don't want to be a loser and just be like, oh, didn't mind. I know I'm going to get relegated. Like it's no like I'll
You've
feel
got to be
shit
a
about it.
loser because I'm about to say that for a couple of my teams.
I don't know, no one likes losing, and like even when you say like, "Oh, I didn't want to go up because I'm not got the players for it," you still want to go up. You want to win the league. You want to get the MFL. You want to have the success, but you're going to be like Edinburgh and just struggle next season. So, but overall, pretty good, and I'm really, really happy with the start of the cup because that's what I really wanted to focus on, especially with the teams that I know that will struggle. I really want a cup run with them, but I'm pretty poor in the cups, like for forever. I can't remember the last. I think I've only ever won like 2 cups in my life. So getting a cup run is brilliant for MFL, and I like looking at the updates for your Metafixer lab when you have a wee cup win, or like if you've got like 7 or 8 teams and you get a good cup run, and it really really builds up the MFL. So
yeah,
pretty good overall.
I didn't get that many wins, but I looked after the day before, and I think from the 9 wins off the first day, I got an extra like 11,000 MFL just off those like few wins. So yeah, it can make a massive difference.
It's a huge amount.
Yeah. So what would you say are your targets for the season then? Like you've said that the cup's obviously quite an important one for you this season.
Aye. And like again, I'd love to win a cup again, obviously, but it's just so hard to win them. But I suppose the main things would be I'd love a promotion for some of my lower teams, like the Spark, just getting out of the Spark League, and even if I might struggle like going up a level with them because I've got loads of players, but I've not quite got the depth to kind of step up much. But I just want to get out of Spark. I hate the Spark League. Edinburgh, I'd love to survive, but I'm not gonna. But a cup run for Edinburgh is the main thing. Daegu, I need to survive. I don't want them like they're just always going to be like just that's going to be the goal for however long. I think just keep them in iron for as long as possible. If I could get Livy up,
Daegu, because Daegu will predicted well ahead of me. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, surely no.
Well, that's my worst iron team. One of the ones I'm expecting to get relegated, although they're mid-table at the moment.
But this is Daegu.
You have little faith.
Some of the teams I come up against with Daegu, they're just so many good teams. Iron League 4. I'll have a quick look if it comes up.
I'm just pulling at the power rankings now for the league. Although, obviously they change, don't they, when someone gets progression. But
I suppose progression's been pretty good. Quite enjoyed the.
You were predicted mid-table, and I was predicted 10th, and below me was McBride.
Yeah, so between you at 78.45 and me at 79.91, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That's pretty close for mid-table, eh?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, no, it's fairly close. Yeah, sorry, I didn't look at that, but yeah.
Aye, but like again, just avoiding relegation. I'd like probably Livy and who's my other one that's doing well? Livy and Hankins.
The bottom one, Baraka Kara.
Atlanta, aye, Bracara, they'd be good, but they're in quite a. I think they were predicted second actually, so possibly. But that's probably 3 teams that I could realistically be in a promotion push with, and then a couple that I didn't really care about, and then my higher ones just survival, just have some fun with them.
We've got Manuel Toby in the chat. So good afternoon. Funny title, since I think it's the worst engine since I started playing. Things just don't make sense. Every other goal has a multiple 40-meter diagonal before them. Again, maybe I don't know. I don't know what settings are causing that, because it's certainly not the case with all of my goals. There's definitely a strong percentage of that, but it's not every goal.
When I seen the title saying best engine ever, I thought, what the fuck? Like, I've not seen anyone think that. Then you put it, I was like, shit, does he think that? Or is that like clickbait? I like last season's better, but I know everyone hated it. I loved last season's engine.
I prefer
I like last season's as well.
But no one seemed to notice there was a question mark at the end. It was asking the question, because I know Bastiste, when he sort of put it in, he was like a tear in his eye of joy when he's like, I didn't DM him back just to say no, it was a question. It wasn't like a statement.
Yeah, it's not like it's a bad engine or anything. He scores so many nice goals that got like wee dinks over the keeper. There's a lot of goals for like 25 yards, probably too much. I love a long ranger, but
I love those. Yeah, the goals from outside. I had one yesterday where it was like a little 1-2 between two guys, and then the guy just pinged it into the top corner just from outside the box. But no,
some of them are wild, like first time shots for like 25 yards going in the top corner, and that's so good. I see a lot that are just going, that look like they're just going straight through the goalie.
Yeah,
and get annoyed if that was my goalie, but it's again, we know like it's just a wee dot, so it's hard to see what the goalie's actually doing. And it's not like, I'm not saying it's a bad engine in it. I just really enjoyed last season's.
Yeah.
And I think, I know everyone else. I know a lot of people didn't.
Sid's asking you a question, Hooders. Do you have any thoughts on James' tactical approach?
They're quite poor for most of his teams, to be honest. Just a shit manager, and just he can beat he can beat Laird. That's his goal for every season.
He's good. I'll tell you what he's good at. He's good at fitting in spreadsheets.
He's basically a spreadsheet guy and beat Laird. Like, what else is there to say about James? Really, it's just that's kind of it, I suppose. Not much more.
Does that answer your question, Sid? That's like literally the angriest I've ever seen Hoodwink. But...
No, it is. Ever since he said he wanted my players to retire, like, fuck that guy.
Right, let's move across.
I love him really, but
yeah, we love James. Yeah, but he's not very good at the game. We know that.
No, he's shy at the game, and he's good at spreadsheets, as you say. That's
he's always brilliant. If I wanted help with spreadsheets, he would be the man I'd be on the phone to. But if I wanted help with tactics, he definitely wouldn't be.
No, definitely not.
I hope I've even got to play him in this season.
He's good at excuses when things go wrong. Good at excuses, and that's the thing. He's always got an excuse for when he's getting beat all the time.
Right, BaldSherlock. You've already said you've got a hell of a lot of clubs, so I'll start at the top and then just tell me when I need to.
I was going to say, I thought I'd skim over from the bottom and then work through the ones that actually have meaning. There's like...
So tell me where to start then.
There's 6 Flint Through Spark teams, which are essentially there for cup runs. Because I feel like there's a funny kind of nuance with the lower levels in that if you can get through the group stage, people will always dump really good uncommons on the loan market halfway through the season, and your squad of shitters who are like 55 to 62 can have 370 players added to them, and you can just coast your way through to the latter stages. So there's like 6 teams down there doing essentially that. Maybe 2 of the Sparks might get promoted, but
let's start in Torquay then, and a place where my parents used to own a yacht, and we used to go down there for the summer. And when I was very, very much younger, and live on the marina there. But
Torquay are a team stuck in 4-3-3. There is no other option. So, but they're actually 4th. They're doing pretty well. I think they were about the kind of 8th or 9th best squad in the league.
Top in the cup as well.
And a win and a draw in the cup.
4-3-3, not a
although I got quite lucky, I think, in the first cup game to win, and then the second one I conceded 2 goals, I think, in about 30 seconds of game time. So where one of my players kicked it off and then just passed it to their striker, who ran through 3 guys and shot from 25 yards and scored. that was a fun watch yesterday. But yeah, so if they can get through the cup, great, and if they finish anywhere mid-table, grand. That's fine on that one. Swindon, hopefully in the top 3 by the end of the season. They've got the depth where they can play a few different formations, but they're primarily set up in a 4-2-3-1, which isn't the best this season. I feel like it's kind of a bit middling, but and cup-wise, yeah, hopefully fine. Hopefully they get through too. 1-1 lost one. Bogota have been in first place the previous 2 seasons in a row, and then lost first place on the last game of the season.
I would say that's a manager issue.
Which once I got horribly, I was about to say FM'd, but MFL'd, where I had like 3 XG and they had like 0.4 and drew 0-0. And then the other team below me won and leapfrogged. So this team, I'd hope top 3, top 2. They're a bit weaker than they were the previous year, and they are also more or less stuck in a 4-3-3. So,
but again, they're doing quite well.
Flexibility. Yeah, I think that's mainly because I have played 11th, 10th, 9th, and 7th in the league. So I haven't really played many of the better teams. I've played 6th as well. So, yeah, and 1-1, drawn 1 in the cup. There's a bit.
You got a fun team tonight. 25% farm MFL.
Yeah, wonderful name. Wonderful name. They're not keeping up to their name. I had a look. I think they've got like 60% of their own MFL. So
liars.
Exactly, scumbags. But yeah, hopefully they'll top 3 and get through in the cup. Rosario are playing a 4-1-2-1-2 wide, somewhat inspired by Hoodwink actually in that way. They're doing really well, somewhat surprisingly. And they've played a mix of teams in the league and won both cup games so far. So I think they're somewhat a testament to that. Maybe not at the highest levels, but at the kind of moderate to lower levels, the 4-1-2-1-2 can work really well. Because I've scored 16 goals and conceded 1 in the league, and I've played a mix of teams in the league. I've played 3rd and 4th. So far, so yeah, and 5th actually. I've played 3, 4, 5 already. So they're pretty good. Belgium, I can't even remember what Belgium. They're the ones that were 4-3-3 false 9 to start the season. They were. So I played a 4-3-3 false 9 last season in Stone and finished top in a reasonably tough league with like a 7th rated squad using the false 9. And thought, this is awesome. I'm going to use it again next season. And so I sold the club that went up into Iron, I think. And then I bought this Stone club so I could just rinse and repeat. And then it got to just before the start of the season, and I realized that the false 9 was an awful formation for my tactical capabilities. I could not get it to work for love nor money. So yeah, they're about mid-table projected, I think. Currently 2nd. Got absolutely pumped by the team in 1st, who are like miles better than everyone else. And in the cup, they won 2 for 2 in the cup as well, but they're playing very variable formations based on what I think is a good matchup. There's kind of a lot of. I've actually used some 4-3-2-1 for the first time ever as well this season, and that's with them. That actually seems to be a reasonable way to use centre forwards, in my experience. Then I've got Big Wilbert's Temple MFC, who are currently 4th, and I think are projected around 7th or 8th. Lost 2 cup games though, after I think doing better than both of the opposition in the games, which is a bit unfortunate, and lost to 2nd after doing better than them as well. So. Another team with various formations. Sometimes I have to use a 4-3-3, but try to use other stuff if I can. Then Toranga Kiwis in Iron, currently 5th. They were predicted lower mid-table. If they can just stay in Iron, that'd be great. They're currently 2 wins from 2 in the cup as well. They play a few different formations, but I've largely tried to stick to 4-1-3-2 with them because the squad's quite thin, and there's one player who only plays on both wings who I haven't given a game to this season because I'm finding it as are going up the kind of the standard of squads. I find the 4-3-3 gets harder and harder to use effectively in my experience. And then finally the Ramble, who are currently third in silver, with Kev's guidance and me steering the wheel. 1 loss, 1 win in the cup. The cup loss was a bit unlucky, but that's the way it is. And yeah, hopefully the best thing will be that the Ramble, hopefully, knock on wood, fingers crossed, and everything else, will stay in silver this season as a result, and that somebody else next season will also get to have a stab at figuring out how on earth to compete at silver level when you only ever managed really iron or bronze or below before, which was my experience. So
Are you enjoying it with the Ramble?
it is good fun. It's a very different game though, and I would say this now from having loads of teams in the lower levels. Like it feels that silver is a very, very different ball game. That every team you play against is running multiple formations generally. There's one team, actually, the team we lost to yesterday, only plays 4-3-1-2, and they've lucked into. I say lucked into. They may have planned for it, but into an effective formation, and they absolutely pumped the team yesterday. But it's good fun. I mean, the process of getting all the loans in, very different experience because you're reaching out to people you'd never speak to really if you're, an iron or below manager. Hoping that people have variable players. I have to give Rory a shout out because if Rory I asked for a CDM CM on loan off of him because I was originally going to be paying 4-3-3 with them, and he offered one, and then at the last minute he said, "Oh, I'll swap him for somebody else who can play right mid," and because of that, we've actually been able to play something that isn't the 4-3-3. So if it wasn't for Rory and his generosity, the Ramble might be doing a lot worse than they are currently. But
and I'm just looking as well. I noticed that the Ramble are in the same cup as Monkey Fire, one of my teams, and Monkey Fire got off to an unbeaten start as well. So maybe we'll meet in the. It would have to be, I guess, the later stages, and also in the team. I'm sure there's other people. We've got Jimbo down here doing well as well, and Bruce as well. I'm sure there's other people.
There's work the spaces in there as well in group 4.
Yeah, work the space, Big Will, but I mean Big Will.
Yeah. So the Ramble experience is very fun, and as I say, hopefully I can keep them in silver, and then as a result, somebody else will get to have a stab at it. Although I don't envy the people who come next with the great retirement purge that is coming for everyone, as I feel like the ability to get loans will get more and more difficult as the seasons go by.
Yeah, definitely it's getting harder. I've sort of tried to plan by try and be self-sufficient and live by my means, and then if I can get guys in, that would be great. But I certainly, it's getting to the point now where you can't expect any managers. They obviously have to look after their own teams to start off with, and as players retire, that's going to become increasingly tougher. But,
I think it's going to get very, very difficult for the higher up you go, and especially for anyone. If the Ramble are still in silver in 2 seasons' time, I think that could be a very difficult task for whomever is fortunate enough to get given the opportunity. But
well, if we gave it to someone and they got it relegated, they would never live it down. So
I would probably be happy with that. I think that's realistically that would be a good thing because, like as you say, one thing is the loans. Like I've had the neck of loaned anyone to the Ramble for the last few seasons because it's just such a high level now that when I was doing it, I think I had them in stone, and I struggled to get players in. So I was going in with like heavily underpowered guys, like as the rotation guys. So I might have got like maybe, I don't know, 77, 78 rated or something like that. But the backups I was getting was like 69 rated and that kind of thing. Just found it really tough to get people in. So never mind up in silver, like people getting away some of their best players and that kind of thing.
I think I normally do loan one of the players. I was going to loan someone this season, but I think you decided to go a different route with formation-wise.
Yeah, because we were going to play 4-3-3 variations. Obviously that crashed and burned, but yeah, no, it's a fun experience. Something I'm glad I got the opportunity to do it, because the highest previously I did was bronze, maybe in like season 8 or 9. My previously highest level team got up there, and that was difficult enough back then when it wasn't turbocharged. So yeah,
nice. Well, let's. I'll quickly run through my teams. I won't spend too long on some of them, especially the lower ones. Where are we? So I start at the bottom. The Monkey Maharaja. They're a new team this season. Idea this season. I wanted to play the Staff League, but I just didn't get around to sorting it out. So I want to keep them in Flint this season. So I've put a sort of a team where I've got a few sort of like nice sort of limited players, but then I've got a team that I can run in the league with sort of like some of these lower ones. Benefit as well this season is that I think Hong Kong, that's one of Scrub's teams, and it's mostly uncommon, so he's going to win the league. So in theory, the highest I'll finish anyway is probably second, and that would be great. And then I can just like get knocked out in the playoffs and maximise the MFL, and hopefully they do well in the cup. I don't think, unbeaten in the cup to start off with as well. And as with all of my teams, they're all running 4-3-3-D till I die. Monkey Donners, they're doing okay. They're a little bit overpowered for the league, but not dramatically so. They've just got a few uncommons in there. They're running 4-3-3 and they're doing okay as well. I think they were predicted top anyway, so it's not really a massive surprise. And I think one of the teams, like the cup yesterday, I think I draw first day and then lost yesterday. I just really need to get my head in the game and do some work on it. Like after we recorded today, I'll definitely be doing my opposition research for tonight's games and for the cup games tomorrow, which will be quite important now with some of my teams. But Monkey Nongdan, they are, I think they're like not particularly, they've got a few rares, but they're definitely not, they weren't predicted first. I think they were predicted third or fourth. Currently first, and got a game in hand on second. But it's going okay for them. I think they're doing okay in the cup. 1 win, 1 draw. I'd like to get most of the teams through in the cup. It will be quite tough, especially as 4-3-3 isn't necessarily the strongest this season. But as you can see, I'm making it work on some of these clubs still. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more unpredictable. Let's have a look. Who's next? The Maoris. They are a little bit stronger, so they were expected to win the league, and they are doing quite well in that as well. In the cup, 2 wins as well. But yeah, and they've been pretty. I've been really tight to the back this season with a lot of my teams. Hoodwink, you would be happy. Like, a lot of my teams haven't conceded many goals. So moving on to the Berbers. They, I think, were predicted like 4th as well, 3rd or 4th as well. They're doing okay. I think they're the ones with the cup. Oh no, they are going okay in the cup. I don't know. It's tough, isn't it? Like you said earlier, Hoodwink, you sort of want your teams to do well and get promoted, but it's getting to the point now where I just don't have the cards myself as it is to sort of like fill some of these teams. So it is quite tough. So yes, I would like to get them promoted. Do I think that they would then like do well if they went up? They wouldn't, because I've already got far too many teams up there. But the Vikings, they are my middle, like weakest iron side. Obviously, all of my stone clubs got promoted last season, so they, I think, were predicted like mid-table. Anything, I just want if they can survive in the league, I definitely don't want them going up. Then that would be great, and they're doing okay at the moment as well. Can't complain. It's not like it's not a strong team. Most nights I'm coming up against teams that are stronger than me. Again, like that loss in the cup yesterday. Heartbreaking. The Thunder, which are my weakest team, they perennially sort of like rotate between sort of iron and stone, and I fully expected them to get relegated this season, although at the moment they aren't doing too badly. They're sort of like mid-table. I think that is like the rotation pieces and some of these guys, when it rotates, some of the guys have to run a sort of like a little bit shitty. Like my backup striker is 74 rated in iron, which definitely is not strong. So, I expected them to get relegated, and if they stay up, that's great. But I really want to do well in the cup with them, and they never seem, even when they're like having a good season in the league, they never do well in the cup, this team. I don't know what it is, but yeah. And this team as well, MSC Toulouse, I'm pretty sure they've beaten me like various of my teams of the last sort of few days. They beat one in the cup and then one in the league yesterday as well, I'm pretty sure. But they're my strongest of the iron sides is the Matadors. I think they were predicted exactly where they are now. And they're doing okay. I think they got off to a winning start. No, they drew their first game and then lost yesterday, which is annoying. So, yeah, I've got a lot of work to do now in the cup to sort of turn that around. But I haven't played the bottom team yet. So, obviously got 2 games against them. The Kings, getting onto the teams that sort of matter really to me. They haven't got a particularly strong team. And I lost 2 games yesterday, the cup, which was annoying enough as it is because they got off to a winning start the day before. But then losing to the Aberdeen DJs Kent team was just heartbreaking. And I blame myself. I should have just done more work and put a bit of preparation into it. But I definitely had a better team. Although I think I was rotating yesterday. Even so, I think I should have won the game. So we'll look. Oh yeah, no, I had a few of the 84 guys in. It's still a strong team. I still would have expected to win the match. But yeah, blame that on my instructions. Heartbreaking. But again, sort of with those teams, there's no way I could handle another team in silver. So I'd love these guys to sort of like just get as high as possible, maybe without winning the league. Although saying that, if the opportunity is there, I'm sure I'd push to win the league. The Fire, which are probably maybe a little bit stronger than the Kings, but it's quite not a lot in it. Again, are doing reasonably well this season. Sort of, there are teams that are way stronger when you get up to sort of like bronze, and there's teams with sort of like 90 rated players in there. But yeah, if they can, again, if they're another team that if they could do well in that, but the cup's the most important thing, and 2 wins, no losses so far in that. And then the final team that matters, the Monkey Magic, my main team. We lost 1 game all season. The game we lost was to a team that we then beat in the cup again yesterday. There are a couple of formations which I've noticed across all of my teams. I haven't been doing particularly well in, but again, I think they were predicted 3rd or 4th. I'd need to check, but yeah, they haven't. 2 wins from 2 in the cup, so yeah, pretty happy with that. And 4-3-3 works okay, doesn't it? Like, you put in the work. But Funky Monkey, they're the team where I've minned them, and then I was just hoping to do well in the cup. So they are, and it just breaks my heart as well. I knew they would finish bottom. I knew they'd get relegated, but it still breaks your heart to see it. Sorry, Funky Monkey. Next season, I'll make you stronger again. But, if they can do well in the cup and they're 2 wins, no losses so far. Yeah, that's all my teams. But yeah, I mean, like, none of them are doing badly. Most of them are doing better than like the projections. So, I can't complain. But 4-3-3. See, it works, everybody.
At the higher levels, do you not find that only having the 1 formation makes things a lot more difficult?
Not really, no, because I firmly believe that you can have a 4-3-3 defensive that can play in multiple ways to play against several formations. So, like for instance, if I play sit deep and go direct against a team, then that plays completely differently, and the result expectation is completely different than if I'm playing a high pressing style, and attacking a team. So I think you can get different tunes out of the same formation. And for my own sanity, playing all of these teams and liking to sort of manage and, run decent formations across all of them, I think running 1 formation matters. I think the optimal way to play is to run sort of, have massive squad, be able to run all formations, to counter everybody. But I think I can get an equally good tune by just running 1 formation. And, I won 7 titles last season. I won 3 cups, got most of my teams through in the cup. So, this season, we'll have to see how it goes. But, it's going okay, performing higher than expectation, even in the higher teams. So, yeah, I don't know. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, I was just curious. That was
You humble brag there. It's won 7 cups and 7 leagues and 3 cups. Of course you did, you bastard.
Well, I'm just saying it's possible, but people sort of, I definitely find it harder playing against clubs where you don't know what formation they're going to play, But then I know certain teams who have multiple clubs have their rotations and fixed within so I know what formations they're going to play, and so it's a little bit easier playing against them. Even if I'd done my research playing against Kev last night, I probably could have narrowed it down to a couple of formations that he would have played. But I know Kev puts in a lot more effort than me, even though I know that the Aberdeen Degens are not his main team and, take less of his focus this season. But, yeah.
FC in the chat. He's so glad that BaldSherlock is enjoying it. Also cool that it's his first experience at a higher level. What it's all about. A big, massive love heart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He was a bit behind, so you've just seen that.
It's good to see. It's good to see as well. Kev obviously moved up, started playing in Diamond at the start of last season, and he's having a pretty successful time in this season, isn't it? And it's nice to see Bob sort of returning to the top. I think that it's nice seeing Beckman top of the scoring charts again after a woeful performance last season. But the season's not over yet. You would expect Mercenaries to sort of find a way to work within this engine, even though they don't have the optimal things. I'm hoping Kev's side can do well, and Los Galacticos have sort of risen up the table a little bit, and I'm sure they would love to get a lot closer and challenge for a title. A lot of people thought that Sid probably could be title contenders this season, but he didn't start the season too well. But yeah, it's tough. I guess before we get out of here, before we get out of here, we've got to do the uncommon giveaway, haven't we? Let's get the old duck race up.
You got a list of people?
I haven't yet. I will do in a little bit.
Are you doing it just people that have been in the chat or something?
I don't know. We'll ask people to say something in a minute, but
wing it.
I'm gonna have to shoot, gents. I have a bloody work call to go to. So
that's all right. Really good to see you. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, and great to hear from a new manager.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. And
manager to the show.
Yeah, and fingers crossed. Somebody gets the giveaway right anyway at the end of it, and hopefully they get a good player and not a 28-year-old goalkeeper, right?
Are you just leaving so you can join the chat and
exactly leave now and then immediately just go on there? I know. I'll see you later, guys.
Right, see you later. Nice to see you. Yeah, what was I going to say? What should we do? Exclamation up the Ramble, and I'll have to manually add them as we go along. Oh, it's fucking too many ads on this now, isn't there?
The Ramble. And this is for an uncommon.
This is for an uncommon. Second place gets where are we? Names, edit list. Exclamation up the Ramble in the chat, and I will add you to the draw. Or exclamation UTR, whatever. Right. Jimbo. Oh, fucking hell. Do you want to speak while I'm typing?
Sure. What about? I like talking to myself. I do need to work out. See if Edinburgh are like confirmed relegated by the mid-season. Should I pump some into Daegu to try and avoid relegation? Stick like Alan Santos into my Daegu team.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't do that at the start of the season anyway. That's what I would have done. I know that you like wanted to try and do as well as you can, but let's have a look.
I suppose it would depend on my cup. If Edinburgh are still in the cup, because I'd want my top boys in there. But I also want Daegu not to get relegated. I think that's what I'll do. If Edinburgh are still in the cup, I'll keep all my main guys. But if not, chuck them into my Daegu boys. Seems like a sensible plan.
Yeah, no, I would. What I normally do is when it comes mid-season, like teams I don't care about, but teams that have got to come out done well in the cup, I tend to sort of like rotate and sort of like focus in on them. Where am I up to? I keep losing track to Andrew Q, Big Mr. K.
Root says it seems sensible.
Yeah, no, I would do that. Yeah, Big Mr. K, Eric.
And then my other thing I need is sort out my bottom of the league team. I do need to put some effort into them because I didn't want to finish on 0 points. But I got to be 5-0 yesterday. Drew 0-0 in the cup. 0-0 and 1-1 in the cup, so I can hardly score. Scored 3 goals in the league all season, and that's using the 4-3-3. So I wonder if I should just try and scrap that mid-season. But it's not easy to change your formation when you can only have three transfers.
I don't think, it's very difficult trying to actually change the way your team's going to play, but you can obviously strengthen it. But anybody else? One more. We've got 33 people watching. One more person put up the Ramble, and then we'll block it at 14, and we will go. Malta, you're in it. Malta.
So rare free cash is missing.
Pardon?
So rare free cash. He's missing apparently.
No.
He was one of the first ones actually.
You winding me up?
No, genuinely. Can you not see it might be your if on the comments if you go to all messages rather than top messages because that sometimes locks a few of them for some reason.
No,
I like you, David.
No, it's all right. It's saying them. I can't see him.
His username's just so rare free cash. If you want to chuck him in.
Isn't he like the not real person though? Just like spam.
Oh.
I'm not going to put him in, and I apologise if I'm like you are him, but I'm pretty sure he's.
Why?
Pardon?
Why?
All right, I'll put him in.
Put him in.
Isn't he? I'm sure he's the one that sends weird messages all the time on. But we'll do that. Right.
It's Boysen in the although it sounds like a Celtic fan. It's okay.
2 minutes. Here we go.
Right, good luck.
Shuffle characters. Give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to take a while to get to 69. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Right, there we go. Shuffle. Off we go. So the winner gets an uncommon pack. Yeah, I did. I was so quick shuffling, Jimbo, 69 times that you didn't notice. I'll teach you how to do it. But Roots. Oh, hello, Root. Wearing a Sherlock outfit. Very apt to the show. Nice that you've show your face at the front. Peaking early, yeah. I was shooting my load far too early, but yeah. And yeah, second place gets a common pack. Winner gets an uncommon pack. It's normally someone at the back, isn't it? That gets gets the
Aye.
price. If you're going to put your money on someone right now, who would you put it on? I'm thinking like Andrew Q. I'm really praying it's not the copper.
I think Toby, nice and steady in the middle.
What's he dressed as? Oh, he's dressed as a gladiator. I like that.
Exactly.
In last place.
And what is he?
Exactly. That's where you want to be at the back until right at the end. The trouble is when he starts creeping through and then just drop away. At the moment, my money would be on so rare free cash winning it. Maybe Eric.
His name in MFL is Boyson, but it's Bhoys.
Is it really?
I've played him loads of times over the seasons.
Yeah, Toby, I think that you're dropping away.
Faith, Toby. Have faith. Here we go.
Who's it going to be? Is it going to be so rare free cash? Oh, Toby's making a little go for it. Big Mr. Cat. Oh no! Here we go. Craig Ross.
Toby.
Look at that.
Toby. Oh, where's he come from?
Craig Ross, you have won an uncommon player pack. DM me afterwards and I'll find the instructions. And I'll sort it out for you. My name is SL Monkey, I'm sure we know. Who came second? Lewisham Lions. DM me as well, and I will sort out the common player pack for you.
Thanks to Massive Ericsson for donating them. Top man.
Yeah, no, I donated the common pack. He donated the big one, the uncommon pack. And we have got more to give away, which we'll give away next week. And next Wednesday is pack drop day, I believe. Is it? Feels like it's coming around too quickly, but surely it must be.
Next Wednesday. It must be out.
Yeah, no, season by then. Yeah. Yeah.
Jimbo says 6th place gets a common pack. Is that for Jimbo or is that a joke?
It must be a joke because Jimbo came 6th.
Oh, Jimbo's
going to give him to Jimbo. Yeah, pack drop next Wednesday, but ignore Jimbo. Yeah, cheeky chappy. So Lewisham Lions, Craig Ross says his name is enter name here on MFL. Yeah, Craig, if you could DM me, then because I'll have to link you up with the person that's sending them across, Massive Ericsson, and he will hopefully be able to drop it in your wallet. But or I could just ask him to drop it in the wallet. I don't know how it works, but I'm not technically inclined like that. But that is everything from us this week, unless there's anything else that I've completely forgotten to talk about. Anything else, Hoodwink?
I think so.
No, that's everything. Right, we should be back. Jimbo, are you streaming this evening? Is it Wednesday? Yeah.
Wednesday.
But yeah. But it's fun talking about the engine, as always. It's always a fun topic. Jimbo is streaming this evening, so get your streaks in. Join him. Watch your teams lose. Or like me, I just like dip in and out as the season goes on. It's just always a little bit of background noise, which is just beautiful. But I'd never want my teams on there because whenever you put your teams on there, guaranteed to lose. But
there's stream luck. I always win on stream. Jimbo.
I do. You get stream luck. No, whenever I'm on there. Because sometimes I'll come through and if one of my teams is playing someone else on the stream, they'll put my game up and then I have to mute the stream because I'll watch my games in like a weird order. But yeah.
Well, if you lose the ones, that's because you've not requested it. You didn't get the stream luck.
Oh, so I need to, okay. Maybe I'll try that. Okay. I assume it's 8 p.m. you'll be streaming tonight, Jimbo. Maybe I'll try and get on and go for some of this fancy stream luck of which you speak about. But yeah, see if I can't get a few more wins that way. But yeah, so just to summarize the stream, is it the best engine ever? Definitely. 433, it can work if you put in the time. 433 attacking, watch this space. We'll find out mid-season, but early signs are not good.
Before we go, talking about stream luck, the best stream luck I've seen recently is when James was on the evening Ramble and he conceded 6 goals live. That is stream luck. That is fantastic. 6 goals in one game live. His family are probably watching. Millions of people across the world watching. He conceded 6 goals. Would never be me.
He's going to enjoy listening to this show. Isn't
Unbelievable.
it? Basically, Hammers do too long didn't read. Hammers improve as a manager. Keep the spreadsheets.
Do not wish retirement on other people's players. It's bad
Exactly.
karma.
Yeah. You should never wish retirement. Literally, that's just
why
the
you
cardinal sin,
concede 6
isn't it?
goals live on stream.
I've never seen Hoodwink this angry. Everybody, never seen it.
Angry, I'm happy. 6 goals. Outrageous. Yeah,
Right.
nice.
That is everything
Yeah.
from us this week. But thank you very much for joining. Tune in to all the lovely streams that come up. You know, it was fun one last night, actually, before we get out of it. Like, was it last night? Sid and Amrezy. Amrezy turning up, showing a lot of underarm hair, I thought. What were your thoughts on that? And do you think I should get a wife beater out for the summer when we're here and show a bit of arm hair? No. I think, like, I'm not expecting you to wear a shirt and tie, but I honestly do not want to see your sweaty pits when I tune into the stream. But anyway, that's everything from us this week. Love to see you. See you all soon. Bye.